Remember in my last video how I joked on a scale of everything's fine to things are broken? After a year and a half of service, my homemade bed broke. So basically I opened the trailer and the bed, like most of these posts were off. You can see they're like not supposed to be like that. And then this frame all the way cracked, so I just had that little piece of wood that I patched it with, and I'll have to do. I rigged it back together. Now I can say, you know, when you're towing or when you're traveling in general, you're putting your house through an earthquake. So this bed has withstood a year and a half of earthquakes, and it's held up pretty well considering I have learned a lot since I built it. And the wood cracked. That's basically what happened, is the wood just ended up cracking, probably from it bouncing around, and then the legs fell off. Well, as you can see, the bed has made it through the night. Riot and I didn't do anything too wild to cause it to break more. My hope is that it just simply lasts until we make it more southwest. And I'm sorry to those that were hoping I broke it in a more interesting way. It's not that kind of channel. But it is the kind of channel where we like to get outside, explore new things, and revel in the beauty of nature, which is easy to do here in Sedona, Arizona. I take that back. Sedona is absolutely beautiful, don't get me wrong, but if you want to get out there and revel in the beauty of nature, you better also want to elbow rub with a bunch of strangers, because this place is busy as hell. I don't know if it was because it's Thanksgiving week, but it was absurd. The trails were jammed, the parking lots were absolutely full, and it, for a person like me, was very unpleasant. Four different parking lots have been full, so we are not going to the Bell Rock Vortex. We did get to kind of see it from afar, but Sedona over Thanksgiving week, probably not the best idea. After being overwhelmed by the crowds at several of the trailheads, I wanted to try one last place to experience a sacred landmark. This is the AMITABHA stupa. A stupa is the physical embodiment of the Buddha's enlightened mind. Their blessings are immeasurable. This stupa functions as a vortex of enlightened presence, radiating waves of compassion to all beings. Stupas are one of the oldest forms of sacred architecture on the planet. For a millennia, Buddhist practitioners have built them to promote spiritual deepening, healing, prosperity, and peace. You do not have to be a Buddhist to visit the AMITABHA stupa. People from every tradition are welcome to meditate and pray for themselves, loved ones, and for the end of suffering in the world. Sorry, it's windy again. Sedona is undeniably beautiful, but for me and my style of camping, it's just far too populated. I went to 4 different trailheads and all of them were so packed there wasn't parking for a mile and just crowds of people. So going to see and feel a spiritual vortex when I'm so frustrated being around that many people just didn't seem to make sense. So after 4 failed attempts at finding a trailhead, and mind you, this is Monday morning, I decided to just go to the Peace Park and then call it a day. I'm able to enjoy the mountains and the beauty, and that's going to be sufficient for me in regards to Sedona. After the road being one of the worst roads that I've driven on, and it breaking my bed, and then it just being jammed with ATVs, and Jeep tours, it's not the camping experience I know and love, but I do appreciate how beautiful it is, and I'm happy that I came. If you're a person that doesn't mind crowds, likes to ATV, is maybe a little bit more social, this place is great. But if you're a mobile hermit like me, it's pretty overwhelming. Again, maybe it's just Thanksgiving week, everyone's off work, but I'm really eager to go. So I re-hitched up, and I hope you will join us for our next adventures. We sure hope you got something out of today's video. If you did, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on future nomadic adventures with Lex and Riot and DIY projects, which will absolutely include remaking of our bed. Thanks so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.